welcome to another episode of Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet where the defiant few is what our moms used to call it when we refused to go to bed on time. I'm your host, Chad.
I'm your host, Rob, and today we're going to be reviewing SyFy's new show, Defiance.
As always, you can check us out over at Twitter at Epic Geek Out. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/epicgeekout, and also check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com, and let's get into our review of Defiance.
So today we're talking about the new show on SyFy, long-awaited, called Defiance. It stars Grant Bowler and Julie Benz. And if you've watched the show, you know, for a long time period, you know we've mentioned this before. The whole concept of this show is that they actually simultaneously have released a video game MMO along with the show. Both take place in the same world. Events affect each other, but they're not directly, you know, in the same exact characters. I mean, characters cross over, but like they take place in different cities on Earth.
We haven't gotten the chance to play the video game.
We have not. So. Reviews are mixed on that. But we checked out the pilot of the show, and the whole basic plot point of this is it takes place in the future, I think like 2046 or something. And about current time, I guess around like 2013, these arcs come to Earth with tons of alien races on them, and they kind of settle. They're looking for a place to settle, and then there's this big war, which this isn't shown in the show, where they have to unite. Yeah, probably. They have to unite to face a common enemy, and it kind of takes place in this post-apocalyptic world where they're fighting these like mech type things, it seems. It takes place in St. Louis, but it's called Defiance now. It has like the arch, obviously, but
and people are getting along. You know, the
aliens are getting along.
There is cohabitation, but you know
they have that common threat.
They're bad people as well.
So yeah, this has an interesting feel. It's very high budget for SyFy. Obviously, it doesn't look high budget.
High budget for SyFy.
But they're banking on this kind of being the next Battlestar Galactica. So obviously, for us, we're very optimistic of what this could be. So the pilot was a 2-hour pilot. What did you think of the pilot so far?
Yeah, I'm in. I mean, it's not the best show, and I would not recommend it to people who wouldn't like Battlestar or anything like that. But it fills that hole in my life that I was watching Battlestar for. It has, I don't know, there are parts that are really terrible, like when they're like driving on a truck and it's CGI'd, but it doesn't need to be CGI'd because you can film a truck moving and stuff like that.
It's like the first scene too. And
it's just like, oh, is this what it's going to be? And it was a 2-hour pilot, so you really started to know the characters. But you know, the characters are fitting those classic sci-fi tropes, and you know, they're just. I don't care though. I'm in. Like it is. I don't know. It's not the best show. Again, I do want to say that. But it was fun. I liked the characters. I liked the little reveals of how the characters knew each other in the town. I like that the town it has kind of a real feel to it. Like they set up like the slums kind of area and things like that. The other scavengers had like a kind of steampunk aesthetic to them, which I thought was pretty cool. And it's just fun. I mean, this isn't going to win Emmys. This isn't. I love the idea, and I hope that they can, you know, kind of retool the game from what I've heard and get that working really well and really have some awesome crossover between the game and the show. I think that's just such an amazing idea, and you know, kudos to them for attempting that. But the characters are likable. The action's fun. There are some cool new weapons in it, and so yeah. So it's, you know. I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, it's low budget sci-fi show. Not low budget, but low budget looking. The CG is not good.
At some parts, and then other parts are good.
Right, other parts are good. I mean, like the end battle scene, it looks awesome in CG. The beginning, when like you're saying, when they don't need to use it, they do. It's weird. Yeah. But you have the Han Solo character, who's awesome. I really like him. I think he could carry the show because a lot of the other characters are kind of meh, you know.
I like Julie Benz from Dexter.
She's good as well, yeah. But then there's that like teenage angsty like relationship, and I'm like, I'm not into this at all. It has potential, but I just fear for it because it's like it reminds me a lot of Terra Nova, which I started off liking, but then quickly started hating, like quickly within 2 episodes.
See, I like the characters a lot more in this than I did in Terra Nova.
That's true. It just feels like I'm just one. I just hope it's not like, I don't know. Battlestar is awesome because it's Battlestar. It's the whole universe. This is a little city in the world, so hopefully they expand outside of that a little bit more, because if it's just like what random stuff's happening in the city,
to keep coming to them, right?
Exactly.
You want it to, to try to explore more, and I think that's a great thing.
And there's this kind of like conspiracy thing, like that you find out at the end, which is cool. So like I'm really hopeful, but then again, I feel like they might just be like banking on the fact that it's sci-fi, which sci-fi has not done a lot of sci-fi shows recently. Funny enough that their name is Sci-Fi. Even that's why they changed it to Sci-Fi.
We're gonna get corrected in the comments.
Yeah, exactly.
All the shows that we missed.
Exactly. I know. And I know there's some like Alphas and Warehouse 13 and all those, which are great. But I don't know. It's nothing like this. Nothing like big budget. And I'm saying big budget for sci-fi again. But yeah, they use that like shtick of, oh, now we have like a swear word that's like from the future.
Oh, that's stupid.
Just like Battlestar, which I'm okay with that, but then at the same time, I'm like, this worries me a little bit, because I'm like, are they just doing it to be like Battlestar, or are they doing it because it makes sense?
Or they're doing it because it's on Sci-Fi and they want to
I don't know.
swear.
I don't know. I gotta say that while I'm worried, I have my reservations. I am excited because I was thinking about it all week. We're filming this on Monday, so I'm like, I want to get this done so I can watch it tonight. I
agree.
So I don't know. It remains to be seen. Again, it's a pilot, and the pilot was awesome. The plot, I thought of the pilot was it gave you a little bit of character development, but also a lot of action, which was cool. But if they can keep that up, I think it's gonna be great. But if not, if it gets a little like muddied in like the weird stuff that goes on in the town, I don't know if I like that so much.
Or
I want the
again,
more big sci-fi concepts.
Again, if it gets procedural with kind of.
Like today we got to go out and hunt for food, and like what are we gonna do today? Like I don't want to see that stuff. I want to see like conflict.
But then again, I don't want to see the political part of like Battlestar where it was all that.
And but I think this political stuff will be different, because it seems like there's this like United Federation thing or something. Like, and I'm excited for that. So check it out. It's I believe it's, I don't know if the pilot's available for free online, but it's on demand. So check it out if you have Sci-Fi, which most
I'm sure Sci-Fi is going to be replaying it a lot.
Yeah, I mean they're banking on it. That's the one good thing that it's going to stick around, because they dropped so much money into the game and the show. So we're at least going to see a full season of it, and it's not going to get canceled halfway through like other shows we've reviewed.
0 hour.
Yeah, so I'm excited. We'll probably check back in and see what we think of it throughout the season, but it's a good sci-fi show. So if you like Battlestar, it's not as good as Battlestar, but it's still a good show.
Yeah.
So that's it for another episode of Epic Geek Up. But before we let you go, we have something else to share with you. Rob, what's your thanks today?
My thanks today is I would like to thank an upcoming video game that's going to be released, Batman Arkham Origins. I loved the first two in this series. I'm not a big single player kind of person, but the character development, the characters that we know and love already, in the Batman series, I think they grabbed me story-wise, and I am so pumped for any new game. This is a prequel, so I think it'll be, kind of cool for that, because, they can introduce some newer villains, and any of them that have died, they can also have in it. So I'm really pumped for that news. So that is my thanks today.
Cool. I just checked out another documentary on Netflix. It's called Craigslist Joe. It is about a guy who lives a month on Craigslist. That's all he does. He contacts people to
I thought that was about the Craigslist killer. That is why I didn't watch it.
It's Craigslist Joe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's he basically goes out on a mission to see if he can. He starts in California, goes like across the country, and comes back to see if he can do that with no money, all through like the generosity of people on Craigslist. It's really funny. He like does like some odd jobs, like helps people move, or does some weird things throughout. But it's really interesting, and it's not just a commentary on Craigslist. It's all about also about commentary on like the human condition right now, like how much does community play a role in our lives these days. So I thought it was a really interesting kind of documentary, something different. We love our documentaries on Netflix, so it's something, if you're bored, you can catch. It's not too long. It's like an hour and a half. So check out. It's called Craigslist.
Cool. I'll watch it.
Yeah. So that's it for this week of episodes, but we'll be back next week with some more for you. So thanks for watching. As always, we appreciate it. Make sure you leave comments below. Nice ones, please. We would appreciate that. But if you disagree, that's cool too, because everybody has an opinion. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.